while he's gaining the chakras to be more drastic, and then the toads then, he can't control it properly. Takes in too much Shade's chakra, and he can't counter it with his own chakra. He will actually turn to stone, like absolutely fucking monster strength. Like he can pick up a giant animal, like you know, like a giant toad, and he can throw it. He could to defend or go on the offense, like using like Madara's flame technique, where when he, instead of just shooting out this little flame or a fireball, it arcs out and becomes this gigantic like flame wall. Or he can use it with water or whatever else. So Sage Mode is like insanely powerful if used right. Where Naruto actually masters it, and then he can go into it several times, because I thought the limit was like 4 minutes or 5 minutes in Sage Mode without being killed. But when Naruto does it, he what he did when he fought, and they just sit there and they collect nature energy, so that what happens, like when he goes, like when he runs out of stage, he then pulls out the scroll and he summons his clone back, and then the clone then becomes a part of him, and then he can then use Sage Mode again. And when Naruto does this, he doesn't actually change. The only part of his facial features that change is that he gets toad eyes, where it looks like a frog's eye, and then he gets this like little marking underneath his eye that looks like makeup or something. And then other than that, he doesn't really actually, you know, physically change like Jiraiya or his dad did, where his dad actually looks like a toad and changes from like a human color to like a red. And then, like Jiraiya had this bulky toad-like face, and Naruto didn't get anything because somehow he was actually able to master it. And then he ends up fighting all the pains and all that. But since he's actually surprisingly intelligent, he came up with all sorts of different ways to combat the different ones, and tricking and being able to destroy all the ones at all at the same time, or all at a time. I think with the exception of the Astropath, which I guess.
Hey, before you keep going, you lost me a long time ago.
Right, yeah, I do that. I do that with many things, especially philosophy. When you go on with a point with philosophy is, you know, can be hard to understand.
No offense, I don't care about anything Naruto related because I don't watch the series.
Makes sense. No, I understand. Even though I only generally try to use it referring to when it can make sense and combined with the current conversation. But yes, I do tend to go off on tangents. So, my bad.
It's all good. That's all good. That was quite a mouthful of conversation.
Yeah, I try not to do that too often, if I can.
It's all good.
But but when it comes to, you know, like politics or philosophy, that can tend to be drawn out.
I'm more into astronomy, or I hate politics. I don't talk about it.
Wait, astronomy as in like the study of like stars and planets, or like?
Yes.
Okay, or do you mean like zodiac signs?
No,
that could
I don't
be,
care
you know,
about zodiacs. I really don't care about zodiacs and astronomy. That does not make any sense to me for astronomy in general.
Yes, I would tend to agree with that, because I don't see how it has any relevance to anything.
They mapped the star chart with a zodiac, which is completely bogus because it has nothing to do with the human personality. So...
Oh, because they think that whatever month you're born or year you're born will affect your personality, right? Something like that?
Yeah, and that's when I think a zodiac sign comes into play, which makes no sense. It's just another mythical
Well, yeah,
thing.
generalizing is never a good thing.
No. But anyways...
Now, generalizing through observation is different, because you can generally tell, you know, a particular trait somebody has by observing what they do, what they say, and their body language.
Correct.
Now, it's not an absolute, but, you can get a good idea. That's all.
Yeah.
In regards to that.
What I do, I learn astronomy, just of all sorts, planet-wise, star-wise, etc. But also, I like to stargaze on the side.
Yeah, that's also fun.
Well, if I don't know if
did you hear what they're doing with that moon? It's one of Jupiter's moons. It's one of the 4 moons. No, it's Europa.
Europa. Okay, yeah, that's right. Enceladus is the same as Europa, but Enceladus is on Saturn. One thing that I've learned, I don't know if you could see it from your time, but here where Kayla and I live, the planet Mars was at its closest approach, and it is such the brightest star in the sky that you can actually see an orangish red hue on the star. I've tried taking pictures of it, which was really cool. But I just wanted to say that. I don't know if you can from where you live, but
oh, what was it? I think it was last year. You know they had 4 blood moons in a row?
Yes, I do remember that. That was...
I don't know if it was 4 separate months or 4 separate days. But yeah, people started prophesying about that stuff too. That's insane to me. Like all this prediction of the end of the world, you know, to me it's silly.
Yeah, that's what started it.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had tons of different predictions. Even though their own scripture tells them that they will never know the day or month or time that it happens. It's kind of funny that they keep trying to figure it out. But, rather than just letting things be. But yeah, with Europa, I know that they're sending out a satellite to take more pictures.
Eventually.
Right, that they were... yeah.
Right now, they're dealing with other... Like, right now they've got Juno on Jupiter. Well, I mean, not on, but circling. The biggest problem we have right now is that every year we have... Mars gets a massive sandstorm that could last for months. So far, one of the solar-powered rovers on Mars that has been alive on Mars for about almost 13 years is right now smack in the middle of the storm, to the point that the rover told NASA, because that's its communication center, that it is going into low power mode and will not communicate until its batteries are above 20%.
Oh,
so they're afraid now. NASA is afraid that their 13-year-old rover may actually get killed by the sandstorm this year, and nobody knows what's going to happen until that sandstorm passes.
Yeah. You know, and you just think about this, like when we talk about anything with NASA and the stars, and like, you understand, we still have these idiots, right, that, like, believe that NASA is a conspiracy, you know, and the whole flat Earth model.
You mean the flat earthers theory.
Right. Well, no, it's not even a theory. People get that wrong. It just fucking drives me nuts. Why can't anybody use the term theory in science correctly?
Right.
You understand that in scientific theory is solid, okay? Theory is pretty much proven. A hypothesis is what they're talking about. Like the theory of relativity, the theory of gravity, that's solid, okay? The theory of the multiverse is not actually a theory. That's a hypothesis. It hasn't been proven. There's no real proof for that, one way or the other. So it's a hypothesis. They are hypothesizing it. So people need to understand and learn how the scientific theory works and how the scientific method works. and it's often misused. But then again, it rolls better off the tongue, so people tend to misuse it, and they go, oh well, science is just a theory. You fucking idiot! That's how we know anything at all is through science. Jesus Christ! Everything that these flat earthers like to use as proof is from the scientific theory and scientific method that they're using. But the only thing is that their models don't work. Their mathematical calculations are incorrect. And most of these people have no basic idea of calculus, basic geometry, all this, and this is and they like to make all these assumptions and based off either faulty math or just being really, for the most part, uneducated in a lot of the subjects. Like how they go, oh, when I look with my eye, I can't see a fucking curvature. Yeah, idiot, because you have to be at a certain elevation to see the curvature of the Earth. You fucking moron. Jesus Christ. But yet they come up and they see that, oh, gravity doesn't exist. It's all about like buoyancy and density, which also has been proven to be ridiculous. By the way, it has nothing to do with buoyancy. There's still a force pulling you down. The rocket to go up, to go straight up. Yeah, of course it is, you idiot, because they don't go straight up. We don't have the fucking fuel to fight fucking gravity to get out of space. They go at an angle.
You have to use curvature in order to, along with the Earth's rotation to help the rocket. Exactly.
Right. There's a science to it. Like, you don't go like straight up. They have to calculate the course out mathematically, where you're going with the Earth, and then it sets you out at a certain point. It's the same thing when a satellite or the shuttle comes back in. That's calculated too on where they're gonna land. At least to a good degree, they can calculate all that through geometrics and that type of science. Right. But I mean, and then their whole thing about like the plane is not actually like okay, I don't know how they would explain that really, how the planes work and all that, but I guess at the end of the day that must be a conspiracy too. And there was even another guy, right, and he goes, yeah, NASA, this only the Western, like it's a Western line, like you do know that China and lots of other Eastern countries have space programs, right? Like, these people never consider any of these other elements into the equation. Like when you're dealing with any number situations, and when I deal with military tactics, there are many things to consider when doing certain things. Like if we're gonna come out, we have to survey an area. We have to have proper ammunition, proper teamwork, proper methods of going into combat, retreating from combat. Traps is another thing. Yeah. And then of course flanking and all these like different like things play into it if you're going to do it well. Tactics isn't just all about being able to do the right thing at the right time, but there's multiple elements because you have to react properly. You have to work as a team. Hey, otherwise, everything's chaos.
Right. Hey, off topic. I got a question for you. Do you play ESO?
Yes, he does.
ESO?
ESO.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, ESO. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm using a Brenton right now, and I'm a little confused about its bonus.
Okay. I'm not 100% sure on the bonuses.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. I'm playing it right now. So, apparently, increases your experience gain with the light armor skill line by 15%. Does that mean in order for this to work, do I have to wear light armor?
Yes, if you're going to, yes, you do. You have to at least have one piece.
So all it does though is it increases my experience gain for,
Correct.
and I guess, and the levels are unlimited, right?
No.
So once I complete all the passive abilities, I don't have to wear light armor anymore?
Correct.
Well, that's bullshit.
But you do get bonuses for wearing 5 pieces if you are like certain types of characters. Get bonuses for wearing either heavy armor or medium armor or light armor.
Yeah,
So
well,
as a Stork, you want to generally run light armor. If you're a Nightblade, you want medium armor. If you're a tank, you want heavy armor.
I'm a Breton sorcerer.
Okay, then light
So
armor,
I need to-
you get actual other bonuses for having 5 pieces of that type of armor.
Of light armor? Okay.
But you can go against it. There are ways to get around that.
So
And
if I
use
don't,
elegant
because
set to do it.
I have picked up randomly around the world the medium and heavy armor skill lines as well. So, but yeah,
It's good to have a little bit of everything, really, to learn everything that you know, down the line. But
it's, yeah, so it looks
kinda what I
like
did.
that. Yeah, so Brenton is based on physical and spell resistance, health recovery, max
But
health,
that'll
and
vary from
magic and
update to
stamina.
update. Like what's popular. Well, I guess that only really matters if you want to do PvP. I don't know if you're interested
Yeah, no
in
thanks.
that. Yeah, because
I'm
that
interested
gets
in
crazy.
PvP on other games.
Yeah, I get
okay.
it. I understand. But I mean, that really, you know, yeah.
Because right now, so I guess for the light armor skill, I should just keep it as light armor. So, because my magicka recovery is at 9%, my magicka cost is at bonus is 6, 544 extra spell resistance. All this is the bonuses I'm getting from wearing light armor. So, okay.
Although
guess I'll
Ryan's
stick
used
with-
to doing it the same way you are, you don't need to actually be like, oh, we need to change the subject unless it's really like a negative type of thing. But if you want to talk about something, just go right into it. Just say whatever you want to say. We adapt.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, so you're saying that for my Breton sorcerer, I should stick with light armor.
Yes, that would be
because-
probably
okay.
the most beneficial.
Okay, cool.
Every
But
time
you
use a
can,
mage, use light armor.
but you
Alter
can go
that.
against the grain and still make it work. Like I do that with my Sork. I ran this really easy dungeon for heavy armor, and it works really well. And what's interesting is the heavy armor I wear gives me nothing but bonuses to my spell damage. So yeah, I wear heavy armor, and it can be tanky and survivable in a dungeon, but I can also hit pretty hard too.
Okay, and I guess for class-wise, I have Dark Magic, Daedric Summoning, and Storm Calling. I'm kind of using a little bit of all three. But I'm guessing Dark Magic, the only perk I see that is most useful is Crystal Blast, which is the first perk you pick up anyways in the game. But I think I might run as a pet summoner for the Daedric Summoning.
Okay. Then maybe whenever I get on and start really playing a bit more, I will help you get some Necropotence items then. They are a bit on the expensive side, but I can talk to a few people, see if I can't get, you know, some of the jewelry or the pieces. I may even have some in my bank. I know I have a hat, and I have a few other pieces of Necropotence.
Well,
they're really
don't
popular,
want, I'll
so.
take. Whatever you
I
don't
don't
want,
use them. I don't ever use Necropotence. In fact, I haven't even changed my armor in a long time. In a few years.
Yeah, I just
I still
rebuilt my
run-
character. I
Yeah,
just made a whole new character 2
okay.
days ago, so I'm just trying to figure shit out.
I run Elegant and Rattle Cage.
Full, what kind of class are you using? Like, what character?
I'm a Sork.
A Sork? Okay,
I'm
so
a High Elf Sork.
okay, so I don't have any High Elves. All I have right now is a Brenton, because I deleted my other character. So, okay.
But I have a load of stuff in my bank still, I think.
Yeah, I think by far though one of my favorite ultimate abilities has to be the energy overload, because it makes me, it kind of gives me that Star Wars vibe.
Yeah, they had to nerf it in PvP. It was just way too overpowered.
Yeah, well, it's pretty decent for PvE, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so basically what I'm running right now, my abilities is basically the ultimate is the Stormcalling's energy overload. I'm also gonna run 2 or 3 pets with the Clan Fear and the Winged Twilight. And for dark magic, I'm just using Crystal Blast.
I'm forewarning you, certain pets in dungeons it really makes people mad. And they don't like it because it takes aggro from the tank.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind if you go in in dungeons with other people. To keep that in mind.
Usually just solo, and I come across random blueberries. That's what we call other people on games. If you've heard that term before.
I have not.
Okay, well, it all started when Destiny came out because everyone's name tag was colored blue. So the name Blueberry just became a thing now in most of the games that I play. Blueberries, yeah.
But
because
new players are also right. Aren't they also known as noobs?
Yes.
Or as in the military, we called them fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
or meat bags, meat sticks. You know, those are the type of people that when we would go into paintballing matches, we use them as bait. Pretty much, they are bait. They take the hit. They are meant to draw everyone in because other people are like, ooh, noobs. I think I can shoot them, and they don't realize that it's a trap, that they're being drawn in by and surrounded. But then again, not enough people think tactically. You know. Just like, for instance, rather than a single trap, we use triple traps. Because, yeah, the first one's obvious, and you're going to overstep that, you might see the second one. But the whole purpose, tactically, is to catch you, a few moves ahead. It's like kind of like playing chess, where when you're playing chess with somebody who's really good, they're setting you up, and they're moving, thinking ahead 6-7 steps ahead of you. And knowing, predicting where you're going to move so that they can then, capture you. So it's not necessarily the first or the second move, but it's, right, that's thinking more tactically. Not many people can do it, though, but if you're smart enough, it works really well, assuming you know what you're doing.
Huh, so I noticed that some of the Daedric summoning is related to arc damage. And yet, the Stormcalling is an arc class. Huh, maybe I can combine those two. There's so much shit on this, I don't even know what to combine within six buttons. Square, triangle, circle, L1, R1, and then the duel.
I know that keyfrags can be, you can get around the animation.
I don't care about the animation.
Well, it helps because, like I said, it cuts the time down that you're using it, and then you can use it faster, and then you can combine it with another move and make it faster. That's the whole point of that. Although people mostly capitalize it on in PvP rather than PvE, but
yeah. And I guess one more thing, they, I know like in Skyrim they had this, but it looks like ESO does not have this. Is there a such thing as a one-handed staff?
Okay, interesting.
No, I asked you. Is there
Oh,
such thing as a
not that I know
one-handed?
of.
Okay, because I know it was a thing in Skyrim, but
Oh.
then but it's not a thing in Isola. What I've noticed so far, all I see are two-handed. Because I'm running staff right now with a dagger on the side.
Okay, yeah. As far as I know, they're only two-handed.
Okay. Sorry if I'm confusing you. This game is so big on
Oh,
skills.
I thought you had said that you found a way to get a
No.
one-handed... Okay, I was like, what?
No.
Okay, that's interesting. Something I haven't heard before.
I did get a sword glitch with my staff once. So, after I accepted this quest, my character was using her staff as a greatsword. So I was blocking like it. I was swinging my staff around like a sword. It was like the weirdest 10-second glitch before the game refixed itself.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I know way back in the day, it made a particular set really popular because the glitch was with the VD set pieces, which is called Vicious Death. And what the fifth piece does is that when a player dies, it explodes, doing like this massive amount of damage to it and everything around it. But what the problem was when it came out is that Vicious Death, that it was proccing before the person died.
Oh, weird.
So like they would get to a certain bit of health, and it would proc before they were killing them and then killing everyone around them. And then people were exploiting the glitch in PvP, and then, you know, when they got wind of it, then they came out with an update fixing it. Because it became such an issue in PvP, and people were just raging about it. Even though Vicious Death is still a very good set for PvP, it's not nearly as popular as it was. But in any case, for you, you would probably want to get Necropotence. It's still pretty good. It wasn't nerfed hard, and if you're running Summon specifically, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
So that's the set you would want to have, and I don't know whatever other set you would want to get. Like I said, I kind of like the Elegant, which gives me 20% more spell damage, I believe.
Well, I'm just starting out this game, so I don't know what armor you're talking about, because I'm just doing random side missions and the story mission, just whatever.
I don't know what's currently being run, but as far as I know, Necropotence is what you want. Now, I can figure out for you, I can get back to you and find out what area it's in, because you have to farm sets in certain areas. Like Auradon, you get Elegant, I know that. So depending on your area, depends on your drops.
Just letting you know, I'm only level 19.
Right. And so, do you know what, okay, what are they called? What do they call them? Not dungeons, but not bosses, but they have these other things on the map that look like a little, like...